On their own 36, and now have it down to the Cavalier 36-yard line, looking at a 2nd down and 11. Irish are going from our right to left, heading toward the end zone with the scoreboard. Go hand it off to Douglas, who takes it off the right side and gets it across the 35 to about the 34. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 9 for the Irish.
Matthew Daniel on the tackle. 3rd and long for the Irish.
The Irish are going to bring 3 receivers to the near side. It's Parrish, Brown, and Cam Brinson. Going to run the option to the near side with Joseph Douglas. They'll pitch it to Joseph. Joseph tries to cut it back inside. Not a whole lot going on there. Gets it down close to the 30. It's going to bring up a 4th down at about 5 for the Irish. 8:12 left to go in the first quarter. There's 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Again, I think we could be online now. I'm not sure, but. And he'll draw him offside, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Cavaliers. Going to bring us close to the first down.
5-yard penalty, first down for the Irish.
All right, again, we've had some issues, but I think we've got them fixed and cleared up, and the camera should be back on track, and volume and everything else should be back on track. Look at a 4th and short. John Paul will keep it, try to get to the outside. He'll get the first down, still on his feet, inside the 20, down inside the 15-yard line to the 14-yard line. So a 4th down conversion. And John Paul will pick up the first down, brings up first down and 10. The ball at the Cavalier 14. So on the opening drive, about a 70-yard kick return was called back. And the Irish started their own 35 and have driven it all the way down inside the red zone to the Cavalier 14. A quick pass to the outside to Cam Brinson. And Cam has nowhere to go, still on his feet, trying to make something out of nothing. He can't do it. The Cavalier, good defense by the Cavaliers. Really, that play had nowhere to go from the get-go. Cam Brinson tried all he could to make something out of it, but couldn't do it. And it's going to be a pretty good loss on the play. Loss will be all the way back to the Cavalier 25-yard line, so a loss of about 11 on the play. 2nd down and 21. Going to draw back the pass, going to look on the near side, and the pass was well short of John Parrish, intended receiver. Going to bring up a 3rd down and long for the Irish. Again, my number is 404-844-6118. After some early technical difficulties, we should be back on track right now. So, Irish looking at a 3rd down. And long. The ball is at the Cavalier 25-yard line. John Paul by himself going to do the quarterback sneak. He's been working all night. Up the middle, got a hole. He's inside the 20. Gets knocked down around the 15, close to the 14, which was the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 4th down and 10 for the Irish. Again, I'm in the booth by myself, so the clock will not run on screen. I will keep up with the score and give you the down and distance as much as I possibly can. Apologize for that, but I'm not talented enough to do all that. So Crimmins Hankson will come on and attempt the 20 or 32-yard field goal. Trying to put the Irish up on top early here. John Paul, the holder. It's a good snap. Good hold. The kick is up, and it's going to drift wide right. So there's 5:29 left to go in the first quarter, and we are tied at 0-0. After a great drive by the Irish, nets no points. And the Cavaliers, Mountain Sales, will take over on downs, 1st and 10. The ball is going to be at their own 20-yard line.
First and 10, Mount Desales from the 20-yard line.
Gabriel Bussey will check into the game. Running right up the middle, not much doing there. A gain of about 2, maybe 3. Second down and 8 for the Cavaliers.
Hardwick on the carry. Connor Gibbs, the first man there for the Irish.
Second down, they're going to say gain 3. Second down and 7 for the Cavaliers. Going to hand off up the middle again. This time a pretty good hole. That's number 21, Joshua Colton on the carry. He's going to be good enough for a Cavalier first down. He gets it out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. First and 10 for the Cavaliers. We are looking at 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Again, my number 404-844-6118. Let me know if you're out there listening, where you are, where you're listening from, who you are, and I'll be glad to give you a shout out. Let me know if everything sounds good, looks good. First down and 10, they're going to line up in a straight I formation, 3 back behind them. They'll hand off to the first back up the middle, and he's still on his feet. It's number 21 again. Muscles his way out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Number 21, Joshua Colton. That man's a load. Second down and a long 2 for the Cavaliers. Ball sitting right at the Cavalier 39-yard line. They'll send out 2 receivers to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. This time alone back in the backfield. They'll bring a man in motion to the near side. Fake the handoff to him, hand out to Colton again. Brings it to the near side, and he'll get it out across the 40 to 45, 46-yard line. Again, good enough for another Cavalier first down. So it's the Joshua Colton or Josiah. I'm not. I'm not messing that up. I would say Josiah Colton. So if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. But he's carrying the load right now for Mount Desales. We get Colton in the backfield. A high snap. This time he's going to fake the handoff to him, and it's ball's bobbled. He's pitched it late, but there's nowhere to go. The Irish are all over him.
Adrian Hardwick on the carry.
Quarterback is Dexter Williams, and it's a high snap. He never came down with it cleanly. Tried to pitch it and lucky to hold on to the ball, and it's going to be a holding call against Mount Desales, but it was a pretty big loss on the play, so we're not sure if he'll probably decline this penalty, I would imagine, and it is declined. So after a big loss on the play and a holding penalty against the Cavaliers, the Irish will decline that penalty and put the Cavaliers in a second long situation. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in the game in the first quarter. 0-0 after a long drive and a missed field goal, 32-yard field goal by Crimmins Hanson, and we are tied up at 0. Cavaliers in a power formation going to run the option, and he'll elude one man, still on his feet, up the middle, across the 45 near the 50-yard line. That's Williams on the keeper. And he'll get all that penalty yardage back and then some. Gain of about 14. Going to bring up a third down and about 7.
Take that third down from the 48-yard line.
The ball is sitting between the 48 and 49-yard line. Got to get to the Irish 45s. Third down and about 7. Going to fake the handoff, run the option to the far side. He'll pitch it late, and he gets it around the corner. They're going to say he's knocked out of bounds around the Irish, across midfield around the Irish 48-yard line. So going to bring up a fourth down. That was Williams pitching it to Adrian Hardwick, and he had some room, but he obviously stepped out of bounds about the 48, so it brings up a fourth down. Looks like the Cavaliers are going to punt. That's Ethan Aller will be on to punt for the Cavaliers, and John Paul will go back deep to receive for the Irish. He'll be standing about his own 18, 19-yard line. It's a low snap, but he handles it cleanly. And he gets the kickoff, kicked it away from John Paul. He's going to let it bounce, and it just kind of deadens, and the Cavaliers are going to down this ball and pin the Irish back at about the 1, maybe 2 yard line. So a great kick by Aller. Gets it all the way down to the Irish 2 yard line where they down it. And the Irish will be looking at 1st and 10 from their own 2. So 1 minute, 55 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 0. Again, numbers 404-844-6118. Brooks is watching from Jackson, South Carolina. Go Irish. And go Brooks May. Absolutely. Appreciate you listening. And they'll just Irish try to push it up the middle. Not a whole lot doing there. Matter of fact, no gain. Going to be up 2nd 10. Ball still sitting at the Irish 2 yard line, so the Irish in a big hole here. Just want to protect the ball and can hopefully break some open, get a little bit better field position here. First game in 3 weeks for the Irish. Of course, a Friday night off, then hurricane night off. They're going to run the option at the near side. A bad pitch, but Joseph was able to corral it in. The pitch was behind him, but Douglas somehow was able to pull it in and get it out back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe. Might have lost a yard. Very dangerous. And we got a 3rd down. They're going to say he lost about a half a yard. He can't lose too many more yards. So 3rd down and 10 and a half for the Irish. We're under a minute left to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 0. And Cavaliers will jump offside, so that's a little bit of a break for the Irish. As it gives them a little bit of breathing room, it'll be a 5-yard penalty marked off against the Cavaliers. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 and a half for the Irish. Ball's going to be out to about the 6 yard line.
Still 3rd down.
Now, John Paul's been pretty good about that this year, drawing the defense off sides.
Timeout taken by the Irish.
And the Irish will take a timeout here with 32 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The Irish are looking at 3rd down and 5 from their own 6 yard line. I'm going to take a little bit of time here, 1, to give out my number, and 2, to thank some of our...
Thanks to our scoreboard sponsors, the Pollock Company, Johansson's.
Some of our sponsors, we appreciate it. Jeff Scott, I appreciate you listening, Jeff. Just listen to me, okay? All right, anyway, thanks to our sponsors, Howard Lumber, Augustus Ash and Door, TaxSlayer.com, Johansson Sporting Goods, Bowles Construction, Scott's Woodworks, and Mohan Lumber. We appreciate all these fine folks do for Aquinas Fighting Irish Athletics.
Also, French fries available. Irish fans, make sure to visit the Spirit Stand.
Hey, Jeff, I appreciate it. Jeff Scott listening from Nederland, Texas, I guess, or it's Nederland. I'm not sure which one that is. But I appreciate you listening. Jeff's doing godly work down there, helping those guys out from Hurricane Harvey. So 3rd down and 5. They're going to hand it off right up the middle. Not a whole lot doing. Might have gotten 3, maybe 4 yards out of it if Joseph Douglas on the carry. We're going to give Crimmins Hankinson a little bit of room to punt here. Going to be 4th down and about 3. The ball sitting at the Irish 9 yard line, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. The Irish will, I assume, let this clock run out, and they'll switch into the field here, down under 5 seconds. So that'll be the end of the first quarter. We're tied at 0. First drive for the Fighting Irish got us all the way down to the 14 yard line, but we couldn't cash in for any points. And now we are sitting with our backs against the wall, looking at a 4th down as we start the second quarter. Be 4th down and about 3 from our own 9 yard line. So again, the number 404-844-6118 is my number. Please send me a text, who you are, where you are, and I'll give you a shout out. So a big long drive by the Irish and took off a lot of time off the clock. Didn't net any points for the Irish, and their second time with the ball started in a big hole. A great punt by the Cavalier punter. That's Aller. First name's Ethan Aller. Pinned the Irish deep in their own territory, and the Irish weren't able to get out of it. So we're going to start the second quarter here. With Crimmins Hankinson in the punt.
Deep for the Cavaliers, number 1, Adrian Hardwick.
Adrian Hardwick's going to be deep for the Cavaliers. He's going to be standing inside the 50, about the 48-yard line. And it's a nice high kick. And it's going to be received and dropped, but he'll cover it up at the Irish 48-yard line. So good field position for the Cavaliers. It's a good kick by Crimmins Hankinson and no return for the Cavaliers. But they're going to be looking at 1st and 10 from the Irish 48-yard line. So Williams, the quarterback, he's going to have 2 running backs behind him and 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Going to hand it off to the receiver to the right and nothing doing. Going to lose about 2, maybe 3 yards. Gabriel Bussey will hit him behind the line of scrimmage. Going to be loss of 2. Be 2nd down and 12 for the Cavaliers. So a great play by Bussey as Douglas will trot off the field and take a breather. Nice night out here. It's a little warm today, but it's cooling off nicely here. Dexter Williams, the quarterback, is going to hand it right at the middle of number 21. Again, that's 21, Josiah Cotton, excuse me. And he's going to get the ball back inside Irish territory across the 50 down to about the 47-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Cavaliers. 10 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the first half. Cavaliers looking at a 3rd and 9. Irish defense here trying to hold them and get the ball back here. Going to fake the handoff and try to pass, but Bradley White was all over him and will sack him back at the Cavalier 41-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 4th and long for the Cavaliers. Bradley White on the quarterback sack. Did not get fooled by the fake handoff. And it'll be 4th down and long for the Cavaliers after a great play by Bradley White. We're underneath 10 minutes left to go in the first half. John Paul is going to drop back deep to receive the punt. He's going to be standing about his own 25-yard line. This time it's a good snap and a very short punt. Barely crosses midfield and backs up closer to midfield about the Irish 48-yard line. So, after a great first punt by Ethan Aller for the Cavaliers, the second punt was shanked off the side of his foot. And the Irish going to start what could have been bad position. Will get in pretty good field position from their own 48-yard line. 9:35 left to go in the first half. John Paul will be in the backfield by himself. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Irish moving from our left to right, heading toward the baseball field. He's going to quarterback sneak right at the middle, puts his head down, crosses the 50-yard line, gets it inside Cavalier territory to about the 48. So it's going to be a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards for the quarterback for the Irish. Here's a flag thrown at the end of the play. Right at where John Paul was brought down. Face mask against the Cavaliers, so a 15-yard penalty. All the way 5 yards. It says unintentional. So that'll bring up a second down and short for the Irish. Second down and about 1. The ball is at the Cavalier 43-yard line. Got to get it to the 42. Going to run the option. There's that fumble. Ball's on the ground, but John Paul will pick it back up. Tried to run the option with Joe Douglas, the number 50 for the Cavaliers. Got his hand in there. That's Saeed Wana. And knocked the ball away from John Paul, but John Paul was able to fall back on it. It's going to be lost on the play of about 3 yards. It'll be third down and about 3. Maybe 4. Well, loss of 2. Third down and 3 for the Fighting Irish. Quarterback sneak. John Paul going to take to the far side. Going to try to get around the corner. Does. Still on his feet. Gets it inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. That's going to be good enough for an Irish first down.
Ball be down to the 41-yard line. The game's good.
Ball's at the 39-yard line of the Cavaliers. So the Irish got a good drive here going inside of Cavalier territory. They need to put some points on the board here. We're locked at 0 with 8:25 left to go in the first half. This time he's got Joseph Douglas, and it's going to be offsides on the Irish. False start. This time John Paul tried to draw Cavaliers offside. He drew his own lineman offside. So the second down and 15 for the Irish. Give me time to... Matt and Susan Welch are checking in from a soggy Jacksonville, Florida. Going to miss George tonight. Yeah, we're all going to miss George tonight. And I bet y'all are soggy. I'm glad everybody survived well. Drew Hook from Columbia is listening. There's going to be a pass to the near side. It falls incomplete. It's attempted for Michael Brown. Michael Brown just dropped it. So it's going to bring up a second down and 15 for the Irish. Three receivers here, the near side: John Parrish, Michael Brown, and Cam Brinson. J.P. Lambert's a receiver on the far side. John Paul in the backfield by himself. He's going to drop back to pass. Looks long. He's going to throw it to a wide open Michael Brown, but overthrows him. Michael Brown had beaten his man.
Third down for the Irish.
But the connection could not be made. It's going to bring up a third down and 15 for the Irish. Drew Hook from Columbia, appreciate you listening. Susan and Matt, again, listening from Jacksonville. We appreciate you listening. Go Irish. 7:56 left to go in the first quarter. He's going to drop back to pass. John Paul looking. Going to throw it long. He's got a man out there short. And almost deflected, but then in and out of the hands. That's number 4, John Parrish. Around the 9-yard line. It's going to be fourth down for the Irish as the pass falls incomplete. Fourth down to 15. Bring on Crimmins Hangerson to punt it away for the Irish. Pass was a little short. John Parrish had to stop for it, and the ball might have been tipped a little bit by the defender. And once it was, it threw it off, and Parrish couldn't corral it in. And a good spiral kick by Crimmins is going to land at about the 11 and take an Irish bounce before the Cavalier will pick it up. And they'll say he's down at around the 11-yard line. So first down and 10 for the Cavaliers. The ball's going to be at their own 11. 89 yards to go for the Cavaliers. See, the defense can hold them up here with 7:37 left to go in the first half. We're locked at 0. The offenses can't really get going. Only one true scoring attempt. A missed 32-yard field goal by Crimmins Hangerson early in the first quarter is really the only threat to scoring any team has done. Since then, it's been all defense for both squads. Williams is the quarterback for the Cavaliers. Going to hand off to his first man. That's Cotton, I believe. That's Josiah Cotton on the carry. Been a workhorse for the Cavaliers so far in the first half. He's going to get about 2 yards out of it, maybe 3. Bring up a second down and about 8, short 8 for the Cavaliers. Ferris Lowry on the tackle for the Irish. That brought Ferris Dorr up in the stands to hear another one named Ferris out there. Glad to see you at the ball field, Mr. Dorr. Going to run the option here. This time Williams will pitch it late. And the Irish will defend it perfectly. That's Charlie Davis and Michael Brown on the defense for the Irish. Going to be no gain for the Cavaliers. Bring up a 3rd down and about 8. The ball is at their own 13.5, maybe 14-yard line. So the Irish defense standing strong here. I'll bring a man in motion to the inside, fake the quick handoff right in the middle to Cotton. He's going to break it across the 20, close to the 1st down, but it's going to be brought down a little bit short. And Aiden Blunt was on the tackle, saved the 1st down for the Irish. Going to bring up a 4th down, and 4th down and 1 for the Cavaliers. So, tough decision here to punt deep in your own territory, but I think it's hard to take that kind of risk not to punt. So, Seth Aller will come back on to kick his 3rd punt of the night for the Cavaliers, 4th and 1. John Paul is going to be standing right at midfield, right on top of the Irishman logo. A good snap, and he's kind of a rugby-style kicker. Gets you low, and John Paul's going to receive it at his own 48. Gets by 1 tackle, still on his feet inside across the 50. Tries to get to the 40. It's hit just short. But a good 10, 12-yard return for John Paul as he takes it down inside the 50 to the Cavalier 41-yard line. But the Irish are going to take over 1st and 10 in great field position again. So all these chances the Irish offense are getting, can't take advantage of any of it. So let's see what Coach Leonard will draw up this set of downs. So John Paul still in the shotgun. Joseph Doug's back there with him. He'll do a hard count, try to draw them off sides. Can't do it. Look to the sideline for any change of play. Gets it. He'll hand off to Douglas right up the middle. He puts his head down, crosses the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Gain of about 2 for Douglas. Bradley White's helmet will pop off. He'll have to come off for a play. 2nd down and 8 for the Irish after a 2-yard gain by Douglas. 404-844-6118. Text me who you are, where you are. Give you a shout out. Cam Brinson will be the receiver to the far side. Parrish and Brown are the receivers on the near side. They'll head off to Douglas up the middle again. This time got a little hole inside the 35-30. Still on his feet. Breaks it to the outside. Tries to stiff arm. Gets away from it, and it's brought down at about the 3-yard line. So a great run by Douglas right up the middle. Gets it inside the 5. They're going to say he's down to 4. So 1st and goal for the Irish. The Irish now are knocking on the door for the first time tonight. On a fantastic run by Douglas. 1st and goal with the Irish from the Cavalier 4-yard line. Going to hand it up again to Douglas up the middle. This time not a lot doing. Might have got a yard out of it. It's going to bring up a 2nd goal for the Irish.
On the tackle. 2nd down.
With 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the first half. We're knotted at 0, but the Irish are knocking on the door. John Paul in the backfield with Joseph Douglas. Going to give it to Douglas again out the middle. This time he's hitting the backfield. Might have made it back to the line of scrimmage. Bring up a 3rd and goal for the Irish.
Andrew Craddock on the tackle. 3rd down for the Irish.
Third down and goal. The Irish had the ball at the Cavalier 4-yard line. Trying to punch it in here. and finally get that scoreboard moving other than the clock. John Paul in the backfield, got Douglas to his right. Going to fake the handoff and roll to his right. Tries a quick pass. Pass is short and can't be handled. And that's Jaden Blunt, who was the intended receiver. The pass was short, and he just couldn't corral it in. So they're going to go up a 4th down and goal from the Irish 4-yard line. John Paul had a little bit of pressure on him. Tried to get that ball away as he was backing up. Couldn't get enough on it to get it to Blunt, and Blunt couldn't corral it. So Crimmins Hankinson will come on and attempt a 22-yard field goal. Missed on his first attempt from 32 yards. This one from 10 yards closer. John Paul in the hole. It's a good snap, good kick, and it's going to be good. So the Irish get on the board first, and with 3:45 left to go in the first half, the Irish are up 3-0 over Mountain Sales. Take this time to thank our sponsors again. Mohan Lumber, Augusta Sash and Door, TaxSlayer.com, Johansson Sporting Goods, and Bowles Construction. We appreciate all y'all do for Aquinas Fighting Irish Athletics. And again, the officials for tonight's game are referee is Rodney Brown, the umpire is Brett Arrowwood, the linesman is Mark Chenault, line judge is Ant Pollard, the side judge is Paul Wadlow, field judge is Bobby Moyang, and the clock operator is Scott Green. Appreciate all y'all's hard work as officials to bring us high school football. So with 3:45 left to go in the first half, the Aquinas finally break the deadlock and put 3 points on the board, but with a Crimmins Hankinson 22-yard field goal. And they are set to kick off here. And it's a good kick by Crimmins. Long, going to be into the end zone for a touchback. So a great kick by Crimmins Hankinson. And the Cavaliers will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Again, 3:45 left to go in the first half. The Irish are up 3-0 off a 22-yard field goal by Crimmins Hankinson. After Joseph Douglas got him into 1st and goal, but we couldn't punch it in and had to settle for the field goal.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
But the only movement, the Irish had a great first offensive drive, but couldn't capitalize on the field goal by Hankinson. And really up until that last drive, the ball couldn't be moved by either offense. So let's see what the Cavaliers have in store here. They're going to hand it off to Cotton right in the middle. He's got a hole. He's going to get it out across the 25 to the 30, across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. So a great run by Cotton. It's going to be good enough for Cavalier first down. So Cotton's carrying the load most of the night for the Cavaliers. He's a big, heavy set guy. Hard to bring down. He's nothing but a power runner. First and 10. The ball is at the Cavalier 32-yard line. They'll hand off to Cotton again. Puts his head down and bowls it. Pushes it out across the 35. Barrels his way to about the 37-yard line. Say he's down around the 30, just short of the 37. So second down. Gain of about 5. Maybe 5.5. It's going to be a short 2nd and 5 for the Cavaliers. 2:45 left to go in the first half. Irish up 3-0. 22-yard field goal by Crimmins Hankinson. And the Cavaliers are trying to answer. Hand off to Cotton again. This time, big hole. He's out across the 50. Lowers his head, and John Paul tries to bring him down and got run over. But Cotton takes it inside Aquinas territory, inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. So nothing but Cotton up the middle, power runner, and he broke through, and nothing but him and John Paul stopping him from scoring. And John Paul paid the price but brought him down. There's 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first half. The Cavaliers are driving. Again, it's Cotton. He puts his head down and gets the room inside the 35-30. And it's J.P. Lambert that will bring him down. But not before another first down. It takes it inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. So first and 10 for the Cavaliers. We're down right at 2 minutes left to go in the first half. So the Cavaliers were the best offensive drive of the night. They've got it inside Irish, deep inside Irish territory, the Irish 25-yard line. Looking at first and 10. We're under 2 minutes left to go. 1:45 left to go in the first half. And the Cavaliers have all 3 timeouts left to go. Williams is the quarterback. Got 2 running backs. Cotton is one of them, and I think the Irish have seen enough of him. There's a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be delay of game. That's thrown from the back judge. Field judge. It's going to be delay of game. So a 5-yard penalty against the Cavaliers will back him up to the 30-yard line. First and 15. Gonna hand it off up the middle. This time nothing doing. Gabriel Buss is there to meet him at the line. That was Adrian Harwick on the carry that time, and nothing doing for him. Second down, and they're going to lost maybe half a yard. It'll be second down and still 15, maybe 15 and a half. Williams, the quarterback. Cotton, the running back, just to his right. Going to send a man in motion. That's Harwick to the far side. He's going to drive back and look Harwick's way. He's got him, but he's going to throw it long, and it's going to be overthrown. He had Harwick wide open in the flats over there, but decided to go long with it, and it falls incomplete. So bring up a third down and 15 for the Cavaliers. 53.3 seconds left to go in the first half. Irish clinging to a 3-0 lead here. Defense trying to hold the Cavaliers off and take that lead into halftime. Definitely been a defensive game. One long drive, actually 2 long drives by the Irish. First one netted no points. Second one netted a field goal, 22-yarder by Crimmins Hankinson. And this is the first good drive for the Cavaliers all night. Started at their own 20, then they've got it down at the Aquinas 30-yard line, and it'll be a timeout on the field. So 53 seconds left to go in the first half. Cavaliers looking at a third down and 15. The ball is at the Irish 30-yard line. Defense trying to do a bend but no break for the Irish. We got a shout out from Patrick Bird and Aiden and Daniel Moss listening from Athens. Hey guys, we appreciate y'all listening. And go Irish. Thanks a lot, Patrick Bird. Glad you're doing well, my friend. I see a little bit of you on the TV. .53 seconds left to go in the first half. Cavaliers looking at a 3rd and 15 from the Irish 30-yard line as they trot back on the field. This time Williams will have 2 running backs in the backfield with him, Cotton being one, Harwick being the other one. He'll drop back to pass. Look, throws it short in the flats. And that was close to a lateral, but they say it's incomplete. And it'll be a 4th down and 15 for the Cavaliers. There's 50 seconds to go in the first half. So they tried a little swing pass out in the flats. So it was well covered anyway. Had it been complete, wouldn't have gotten much. The play they missed was 2 plays ago when Williams had Harwick in the flats for a short pass. He elected to throw long and deep and overthrew it. Keeps him at a field goal range here, so they'll go for it on 4th down. And it'll be a timeout on the field called by the Cavaliers. So 50 seconds left to go. The Irish clinging to a 3-0 lead, but Cavaliers looking at a 4th down. 4th down and 15. Good defense by the Irish. A bend but don't break kind of attitude. They got Cavaliers drove it all the way down deep in Irish territory, but the defense has stood up And now it's got the Cavaliers looking at a 4th and long. Tyler Williamson tuned in from Glendale, Arizona. Defending our country in the U.S. Air Force at Luke Air Force Base. So now the Cavaliers are going to try a field goal here, and this is going to be a long one. And now the Irish will take a timeout. It's going to be a 46-yard field goal attempt by the Cavaliers. I think Coach Lennon called a timeout just to tell him, let him go ahead and kick it. If he makes it, so be it. Don't be offsides. No penalties. No nothing. And if he misses it, you get the ball in pretty good field position. So Cavaliers will trot back on the field, and so will the Irish. Again, we're looking at it. He's backed up a yard, so it's going to be the ball we placed at the 37. This will be a 47-yard field goal attempt by the Cavaliers. The Irish have 2 men back just in case. It's a high snap. He gets it down. The kick is up. It's a line drive. It's going to be short.
The kick is no good.
So the Irish will take over on downs. Still up 3-0 with 44 seconds left to go in the first half. So it looks like the Irish will, unless something crazy happens here, will take a 3-0 lead into the locker room at halftime here. And again, just outside of 1, maybe 2 drives, the offenses for both teams have been null and void. And obviously a huge concern for both coaches as they go into halftime. That was the best drive of the night for the Cavaliers, and they were able to get nothing out of it. Irish have had 2 long drives and only have 3 points to show for it. So 1st and 10, the ball's at the Irish 20. They're going to run an option to Joseph Douglas. They'll pitch it, gets it on the outside, across the 25, across the 30. Still running across the 40-yard line out to about the 43, 44-yard line. So a 22, 23-yard gain by Douglas on the option. And there's 35 seconds left to go in the half, and Coach Leonard will take a timeout here and assess his options. So Irish are going to take what they got, and they got a lot from Douglas with a 22-yard gain on the option. As Joseph's able to get ahead of steam up and bust through a couple of Mountain Sales players before he's finally brought down at the Irish 43-yard line. So 1st and 10, 35 seconds left to go in the half. The Irish are up 3-0 over a 22-yard field goal by Crimmins Hankinson earlier here in the second quarter. Last 2 drives, the Irish offense has showed some life, mainly on the back of Joseph Douglas. Going to hand it off to Douglas. He'll try to take it to the far side, cut it back inside. Not a lot doing. He'll get it across the 45, and that's about it. Maybe to the 46. And the clock's running. We're down to 20 seconds left to go, and they'll quickly get up to the line. And a quick snap. We're going to hand it to Douglas. He'll try to bring it to the far side, and he'll get it up to about midfield, and there's a flag thrown. That'll stop the clock with 8 seconds left to go. And it's going to be holding, or no, blocking the back, it looked like. Looks like it was a block in the back, I believe, against the Irish. And with 8 seconds left to go, whether he takes it or not, I think it becomes a moot point. Because once they put the ball down, they'll start the clock, and that will probably do it for the first half. And they will accept the penalty. That's going to take the ball all the way back to the Irish 35-yard line. So penalties have really hurt the Irish. On the opening kickoff, a holding penalty nullified a 70-yard return by Michael Brown. And the Irish will come to the line of scrimmage with time running out. So the first half comes to an end, and the Irish are up 3-0 over the Mountain Sales Cavaliers. And they're going to say, wait a minute.
We're going to have one untimed.
It'll be an untimed down here. So the Irish go back into the huddle. And they're going to give him an untimed down. John Parrish and Michael Brown will be received on the far side. Cam Brinson on the near side. Going to hand it off to Joseph Douglas. And Joseph carried out to about the 40, and that'll do it for the first half. Again, Irish up 3-0.
Joseph Douglas on the carry. Flag on the
And there's a flag on the play. Hold everything. It's a defensive flag. We'll get one more play. Personal foul against the Irish. Personal foul against the Cavaliers. Excuse me. So there will not be an untimed down for that. So that'll end the half. All right, so that's a little bit of confusion there.
That's the end of the first half.
Again, the Irish up 3-0 as we go to the locker rooms. Each team heads to the locker room. And the question for both coaches will be, how do we get the offenses going? So with that, we'll leave it with you, and we'll be back again. If you're out there listening and want to text your opinion of what you'd like to see the Irish do in the second half, let me know. Keep it nice, constructive. I won't read your name out, but I will read some of the ideas if I get any suggestions. Like to hear them. It's always neat to see what you guys are thinking out there. But just let me know what you're thinking, and we'll be back in about 15. That's right where I throw my trash. Can you move, please? Can you move, please? I can't.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. He said not. So we'll go try to go down here and see Gary and all that. Yeah, we can get about it at halftime. No, you just need to go at halftime. And this year you got to have a wristband. I know like 2 or 3 years ago, Joe was sitting on the bus. So he went down, and Kevin went down. It's that same thing. And see, the thing about it is, Pat can go through it. And he doesn't do it. Listen, what do y'all want to go over? Well, I can just tell you this, some of those guys that are standing next to me, or when we're walking around, I'm like, you will Jimmy. So I think it's just a matter of using the picture. So all you have to do is go in that room and go, that's me. And you go, okay. Well, unfortunately, I think might have been so next week we're supposed to play Augusta Pratt. We're going to play. And Merck said, we don't want to play. That rain game that we had in West all indications are we're good. Nobody wants to. I'm playing in my backyard. So what we talked about last night was having a blue and white game. Splitting the team up into two teams, blue and white. We've tried. I got a little heroin just you need. How about heroin? I got meth and heroin. What you need?
Joseph needs some ibuprofen.
Game will be over about 7 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. That's when he really needs it, though.
That is true. He's going in and getting a head start.
That's right.
I see you more upstairs than out of sideline. You coaching or what?
I'm up top.
Oh, wow.
That's 3 should be good.
Girlfriend just left that in. She said she dropped it.
Thank you.
They go up there by the front. Go up there by the Irish thing.
Y'all love that shirt?
Yeah, so I'm glad Matt decided he's going. That was going to be Matt's one of my favorite people. He's just well does.
What's up,
Anybody
Pete?
who loves my
We had to do better, Pete.
That's
We had to get it going, baby.
Win's a win. Okay, how
Oh, yeah. Hey,
We'll
love,
take
how
care
you,
of
baby?
Knox for you. I'll take care of Knox.
Do it, Paul.
He'll be safe. I love that kid.
Get him franked out for you. I know. Without the game, all I do is all I do is I got the thing I got to keep. I got to exercise. Now, go do it.
All right, welcome back as we're about 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. Aquinas up 3-0 on a 22-yard field goal by Crimmins Hankinson, and that's been about it. Both offenses have really been kind of sluggish. The Irish offense saw a little bit of life toward the end of the second half, but really couldn't get anything going. I guess both coaches are probably, obviously, offense is a concern. Cotton for Mount Desales had 88 yards in the first half. Joseph Douglas had 76. And for both teams, both running backs have really been all the offense that has been out there. Passing game for both teams is really nothing. It's another bit of running game. John Paul's added 57 yards himself as quarterback sneaks, keeping it on the option, but that's it. And the defense have really stood up against the running games of both teams. And again, the Irish had 2 good drives. Out of those 2 drives, only one of them netted points. And the best drive for the Cavaliers was the final drive for them in the second quarter. And again, that mattered to no points as our defense held them up. So both coaches, again, looking at, I'm sure at halftime, what can they do to spring their offensive loose? And we'll find out what they came up with. Outside the running backs, Cotton's a good running back for Mount Desales, and he's carried the load for them with 88 yards. Joseph Douglas is the Irish workhorse for 76. But with that, John Paul, has been able to add 57 of his own yards on the ground as well. So a little bit more spreading the wealth, I would say, for the Irish, and not much wealth, whereas Cotton for the Cavaliers has been really the only offense they can muster. So we'll see what both coaches come up with. Mount Desales will get the second half kickoff, trailing 3-0. Both teams make it back to the sidelines. And again, the Irish will be kicking off here to start the second half. Don't know if this is an option, but if John Paul can connect, I don't know if Coach Leonard has this in the plans now, but if John Paul can connect on just a couple of passes downfield a little bit, nothing long, nothing deep, maybe 10, 15 yards, and that could really do some things for opening up the Joseph Douglas and John Paul running the game. So the personal foul that was called at the first half will be assessed here at the opening kickoff. So Crimmins Hankinson will be kicking off from the Cavalier 45-yard line. So we got a pretty good feeling where this was going as we get ready here to start the third quarter. And we do, and Crimmins will kick this one well out of the end zone, and the Cavaliers will start off with the ball at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. It's 3-0. The Fighting Irish up on a 22-yard field goal by Crimmins Hankinson midway through the second quarter, and that's been it. Again, my number is 404-844-6118. 404-844-6118. Text me. Let me know where you are, who you are, and we'll give you a little shout out. Williams will hand it off. It's going to be Hardwick that'll get the ball. He'll get it across the 20 to about the 22, maybe 3-yard line. Going to gain of about 2 or 3. Second down for the Cavaliers. Second down and 7. Give him a gain of 3. Again, Cotton, the main workhorse for the Cavaliers, but that was Hardwick on the carry. Second down and 7. Ball at the Cavalier 23. Williams will hand off to Cotton. He'll bring it to the far side, the near side, excuse me. He's got room across the 40, still on his feet, across the 45, near the 50-yard line. So he picks up just where he left off. Josiah Cotton. About a 25-yard gain for Cotton. It's going to be first down and 10. The ball's at the Cavalier 49-yard line. 11 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Now we got 3 running backs in the backfield now with quarterback Williams. And he'll hand it off to the fake the handoff, excuse me. The option, he keeps it. Still on his feet, gets it inside Irish territory down to near the 40-yard line. Ferris Lowry was able to bring him down, but not before he got close to a first down. And they're going to have to, looks like they might have to measure. Nope, they're going to give it to him. First down for the Cavaliers. After Williams will run the option, fake it and keep it himself and gain 10 yards. And the Cavaliers are starting the second half driving. Ball already inside Irish territory, the Irish 41-yard line. 2 men in the backfield with Williams this time. Cotton and Hardwick, I believe, is the other one. Going to hand it to Cotton. He's got room on the near side, inside the 30. Still on his feet, dragging the Irish defenders with him. That's J.P. Lambert, and he'll get carried all the way inside the 20 down to about the 16. He carried Lambert for at least 5-7 yards. Cotton is a big guy. You got to wrap his legs up. You can't hold on to his waist or shoulders. He'll carry you. You got to get those legs wrapped up. So the Cavaliers, with their impressive drive to open the second half here, they got the ball deep inside Irish territory at the 16-yard line. Going to hand it off to Cotton again to the far side, and he is tripped up after a gain of about 3, maybe 4. Going to bring up a second down and 6 for the Cavaliers. Ball's at the Irish 11-yard line. So an impressive opening drive for the Cavaliers here to start the second half. Irish up 3-0. There's 9 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Williams with Cotton back there with him. They're going to give it to the man again, and he'll put his head down, get it inside the 10. A few yards short of a first down. It'll be third down at about 3 for the Cavaliers.
It's third down.
Williams will send a receiver far right and one far left. 3 men in the backfield with him. Going to fake the handoff, and the flags on the play will blow the play dead. And what's killed the Cavaliers here early in the game in the first half was some penalties and then some negative yardage plays. And again, a penalty will come to be called against the Cavaliers here and back them up 5 yards on a false start. So that's going to bring up third down and 9. So the Cavaliers kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here, but see what they can do on third down. Irish defense needs to step it up here. Williams will hand it off to Cotton, and he's brought down immediately right at the 15-yard line. And that's Jaden Blunt who will wrap him up and bring him down. Exactly the way you need to do it. So that's going to bring up a 4th down, and 4th down and 9 for the Cavaliers. And they'll bring on their field goal unit. And Ethan Ayler will be on the kick. This one will be a 32-yard field goal attempt. The ball will be placed down at the Irish 22. And the Cavaliers bringing in their big bodies to keep the Irish out of the backfield. And the snap could not be handled, and the pass falls incomplete. And that's number 16, the holder. And that's Walker Schofield, who could not handle the snap, couldn't get the ball down for Aller, and he tried to pass. It was incomplete. And the Irish defense will hold and take over on downs. 1st down and 10. The ball is going to be at their own 15-yard line. So the defense holds again. And with 7:23 left to go in the 3rd quarter, the Irish still clinging to a 3-0 lead, but now they have the ball back, and see what the offense can do now. John Paul takes a snap and keeps himself right up the middle. He puts his head down and runs into a host of Cavalier players. He'll get it out across the 20 to about the 21. He's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 5. Maybe 4 for the Irish after the Irish quarterback will keep it himself. Give the Irish a little bit more breathing room. John Parrish and Michael Brown will be receivers on the far side. Cam Brinson's on the near side. Ferris Lowry's in the backfield. Joseph Douglas getting a little breather. They'll run the option with Ferris, and they'll pitch it to Ferris, and Ferris are on the outside, and legs are cut out from under him. The ball comes loose, but I believe he was already down. He'll be close to a 1st down. I'm going to say he's down about the 24.5-yard line.
Ferris Lowry on the carry.
Going to bring up a 3rd down and less than a yard to go for the Irish. After the option with Ferris Lowry. John Paul brings him up the line. Ferris Lowry in the backfield with him. Going to fake the handoff and keep it himself, puts his head down. He's not going to get it. He's going to be close. They might have been generous, but he's right at the 25-yard line. Not sure. Where do they put the ball down? Let's see. Might be close enough for a measurement. We will see. Yes, they will. They call timeout on the field for a measurement. There's 5:49 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Irish up 3-0 with the ball. And we're going to find out how close they are to a 1st down or if they got it. Oh, they're looking. It must be close. Oh. And he's going to be just short, looks like, if they're holding the chain. So he will be just short. Boy, it's a tough one. The Irish offense seems to be moving the ball now. And you would think you can get an inch, and that's all there is. But you never know. I think this will be the play that they'll go get everybody in line quick, get John Paul on the center, and just push forward. And it should be good enough to get the 1st down. Let's see what they do. John Paul's still in the shotgun, so a little surprising if they're going to go for it. I'd rather see him under center and just push forward. And they're going to try to draw him off sides. They can't do that. Joseph Douglas is back in the backfield now. And look at the sideline. He gets the play. They're going to run the option with Douglas. They'll pitch it. Joseph tries to get to the near side. He does. Good enough for 1st down, but there is a flag thrown. And that's generally in the vicinity of holding or blocking the back, so we'll see. The option was good enough for a 1st down, but let's see. And it's going to be holding against the Irish, so that's going to back him up 10 from the spot of the foul. And that should bring on the punting team for the Irish, and it does. Crimmins Hankinson will trot onto the field as the Irish will be looking at a 4th down as they mark it off. We'll see. It'll be 4th down at about 4, maybe 5. So Crimmins Hankinson will check in.
Adrian Hardwick deep for the Cavaliers.
We'll need a good snap here and let Crimmins get the ball off. The ball's at their own 21-yard line. A good snap. The kick is good. It'll bounce at the Cavalier 45 and get a little bit of an Irish roll down to the 43 where the Irish are down it, and the Cavaliers will take over. 1st and 10. The ball's going to be in their own 43-yard line. Irish are still clinging to that 3-0 lead with 5 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Just an offensive struggle here for both teams. So Williams, quarterback for the Cavaliers, will lead his team onto the field. He's going to send out 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. He's got 2 backs with him in the backfield. Cotton and I believe Hardwick's the other one. Cotton's been the workhorse all night long. Go hand it, fake the hand, the Hardwick and keep it himself. He's got room inside the 40. Still on his feet, being chased down as Ronnie Russell down inside the 30. You'll say he made it down to the 27-yard line, so an option. Faked the pitch to Cotton, and Williams kept it himself. And a great gain all the way down to the Irish 27-yard line. So we've seen this before with the Cavaliers. Let's see what Irish defense can do. Can they hold them? Or Cavaliers have been hurting themselves with penalties and negative yardage plays. So let's see if the Irish defense can step up here. 1st and 10, going to hand it off to Hardwick. He'll try it up the middle, not much doing. Yard, maybe 2. Jaden Blunt was able to corral him before he could get anywhere.
Adrian Hardwick on the carry.
Going to get
2nd and 9.
Going to give him a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9 for the Cavaliers. The ball is at the Irish 27-yard line. Sorry, got something caught in my throat here. So Williams with Cotton and Hardwick in the backfield with him. Go hand it to Cotton, and this time, no, he keeps himself. I'm sorry, faked me out. Faked some Irish out, but he kept himself on the outside, but Charlie Davis was able to corral him before he got more than, say, 2 yards maybe on the carry. And got an injured player down for the Cavaliers. Looks like a cramp. And the keeper by Williams faked the handoff to Cotton up the middle. And he was able to get a yard out of it. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 for the Cavaliers. And again, this looks like cramps. They're trying to stretch out. Don't know who the injured player is, but nothing but cramps. So I got a little break. 404-844-6118 is the number. So if you would, text me if you haven't already. And let me know where you are and who you are, and we'll give you a shout out. I want to thanks to our sponsors again: Augusta Sash and Door, TaxSlater.com, Johansson Sporting Goods, Bowles Construction, Scott's Woodworks, and Mohan Lumber. We appreciate all you do for Aquinas Athletic Department. And remember to support our sponsors as they support us as well. The player's still down for the Cavaliers. They're just stretching out his leg. It's not anything serious. That's 21 Josiah Cotton. And Cavaliers don't want to see that, I'm sure. Hopefully the young man will be okay. He's kind of hopping off, so hopefully they get some fluids in him, get those cramps rubbed out of him, and get him back on the field as soon as possible. Of course, the Irish don't want to see that because Cotton's been a thorn in our defensive side all night long. So Cavaliers will come back on the field, looking at a 3rd down and 8. 3:25 left to go in the third quarter. Irish up 3-0. Williams and they're going to throw a flag. And again, it's the thank you. And again, it's the Cavaliers self-destructing here. It's a legal substitution against Mountain Sales that'll mark off 5 yards for them. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
It's 3rd down.
So again, whenever they get close, something negative will happen to them, either a penalty or a negative yardage play. The Irish defense will stand up here. Been bend but don't break all night long. Bring a man in motion to the near side. And he'll roll to the near side. Look, has got nobody. He's under heavy pressure, but a good block. And Williams is still on his feet, and Blunt is trying to trace him down and finally throws it almost intercepted but falls incomplete. Williams was running for his life back there. So Mountain Sales now be looking at a 4th down and 13. Good defense by the Irish to not allow Williams to get free and find an open receiver. And they tried a long field goal early in the first half, and I don't believe they're going to try another one, as this one will be about a 48, 49-yard attempt. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Cotton is still on the sidelines with that cramp issue, so it'll be Williams Williams with Harwick in the backfield. Don't know who the other back is. And there's a flag thrown by the back judge, and that'll usually delay a game, and it is. So another 5-yard penalty will go against the Cavaliers. So again, self-destruction by the Cavaliers here, and they keep pushing themselves back, and they're going to bring on the punting team now. So looking at a 4th down and 18, the Cavaliers are forced to punt.
John Paul deep for the Irish. Ethan Ayler to kick.
Ayler will be on the kick again for the Cavaliers. John Paul's back deep. Cavaliers is going to try to hopefully pin the Irish deep in their own territory. Again, another short punt. And it backs up against the Irish roll, and the Cavaliers will fall on it. And it'll roll back to about the 28-yard line. So the Irish will look at 1st and 10. Ball at their own 28-yard line with 2 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And a 3-0 ball game.
First and 10 for the Irish.
Hey, Joe Kent, appreciate you listening. Yeah, we got volunteers doing camera work, and, they get into the game and sometimes forget what they're doing, so bear with us. We're doing the best we can. John Paul, the keeper, tries to the near side, nothing doing. Cuts it back to the far side, finds some extra room, gets it out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Going to be close to a 1st down. Patrick Bird wants to give a shout out to his fiancee, Andrea Griffin. Way to go, Patrick Bird. You the man. Might have gotten you a brownie pointed too. Let me know how that worked out for you. I'm glad y'all are listening, though. Appreciate it. 2nd down and 1 for the Irish. 9-yard game of John Paul. Throw a quick pass out here to Joseph Douglas, complete. Joseph try to get it upfield, gets it across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. It's going to be 1st down for the Irish. So just a little quick pass to the outside. Again, these kind of passes, we can complete a few more of them. Might help loosen the defense up a little bit and give us a little more opening for the running game. We're down at 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The Irish up 3-0. Joseph Douglas will be on the sideline getting a break. Ferris Lowry will get the ball, hand up the middle. He's still on his feet, gets it out to the 45 where he's finally pushed back. But forward progress will have him to the 45-yard line, so it'll be a gain of about 4. Second down and 6 for the Irish. Down to 1:35 left to go in the third quarter. Irish still up 3-0. Joseph Douglas will check back into the game. Ferris Lowry will check out. John Parrish and Michael Brown will be receivers on the far side. Cam Brinson's lone receiver on the near side. Joseph Douglas in the backfield with John Paul. Going to hand it off to Joseph to the near side here. Puts his head down and gets it out across the 50-yard line into Cavalier territory down to the 48-yard line. Close to a first down. Let's see what they're marking. They're going to say just a little bit short, about a half yard short. So they're going to say he's down at the 49. The Irish will go to the line quick. John Paul will get under center, and they'll push forward, and not a lot moving there. They did not push that line very far, I can tell you that. And officials will stop the clock, check out where the ball is placed, and they're going to be short. It's going to be fourth down, and less than 1 yard to go.
Fourth down.
And it's fourth down and a half a yard, so let's see what the Irish will do here. We got 35 seconds left to go, so they're going to have to run a play. Otherwise, take a delay of game, and that'll put them in the punting formation. But they're going for it here. John Paul has Joseph Douglas just in the backfield with him. He'll run behind Joseph, and he'll put his head down again. He's going to be close. It's going to depend on the mark. Great defense by the Cavaliers. I think he's going to get this, but I'm not going to be held to that. It's going to be close. And they're going to call for a measurement with 14 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And it's close, folks. I think he's going to be a little bit short by looking at it right here. He's got to get just a few inches past the 49-yard line. I think the nose of the ball is right at the 49, so depending on where it is, we're going to get a good view of it right here at the referee and move out of the way. And he's going to be short by about 3 inches. So the Cavaliers defense will hold and take over on downs. John Paul tried to run behind Joseph Douglas, and the defense collapsed on him and was able to hold him. And John Paul's hobbling a little bit out there as he gets to his safety position now playing defense. A little bit of limp to him. Hopefully it's just a bruise or a Charlie horse or something that he can walk off. So Cavaliers come out on offense after taking the ball over on downs. We got 14 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and the Cavaliers starting off in great field position. The ball at their own 49-yard line. Williams drops the ball and picks it up, but his knee is down, so he'll be down at a 5-yard loss. Ball is at the 45-yard line now. They'll be looking at it as we start the fourth quarter. Second down and 14. So we'll change ends of the field here. Won't be far to go as the ball's in the middle of the field anyway, but the Irish will end the third quarter still up 3-0 over the Mount DeSales Cavaliers.
Some thank yous from Coach Joe Galvin.
I want to thank all the coaches out there, all the managers, the cheerleaders, all support, all those that support the Irish athletics. Stands are nearly full.
The best ball boys in the land, Kevin Douglas, Will Parrish, Kirsten Brinson.
Thanks to the Ralph Godby and what he does with the Irish band. I know it's not much, but he is trying, really working to build this program up, and he's doing a good job of it so far.
The athletic trainer, Mike Ingle.
So we're going to start the fourth quarter here. The Irish up 3-0. Cavaliers had the ball. They have it at their own 45-yard line, looking at a 2nd down and 14 after a loss of 4 on the first down play at the end of the third quarter. Cotton is still not in the game. The running back for Mountain Sales, so they'll do a quick pass out in the flats. It's complete. He's got it inside the 50, still on his feet. John Paul, the only man to get him down, and he does at the 25-yard line. So a short pass to Coleman Roberts, number 4. They caught it in the backfield, in the flats out there, made the first guy miss and had nothing but green grass. And John Paul was able to bring him down, but not for a big gain, all the way down to the Irish 24-yard line. So again, Cavaliers are driving, but this is where they self-destruct with penalties and negative yards plays. So we'll see what happens there. Going to fake the handoff to Williams, so keeping himself on the option, gets it inside the 20, down to about the 16. And Cotton has come back into the game and is clapping heavily after that good game by quarterback Williams. So the ball's down to the Irish 17-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and about 3.5 for the Cavaliers. Cotton in the backfield with Hardwick. Williams is the quarterback. Irish defense needs to stand up here, be strong. Go hand it off to Cotton right in the middle. Puts his head down and gets about 4, maybe 5 yards out of it. All he's been doing all night long, and occasionally those will open up and he'll get bigger gains, but every time he puts his hand on the ball, it's generally 4 or 5 yards. And it'll be a first down for the Cavaliers. The ball is at the Irish 11-yard line now. So the best threat for the Cavaliers all night. Let's see how the Irish defense will react. Irish up 3-0. There's 10:34 left to go in the game. Cavaliers are threatening. They'll hand off to Cotton again. He puts his head down. He's still on his feet. Did he get in? He's going to be just short. John Paul, the game's on the touchdown-saving tackle. Going to be down to the 1-yard line. And that's being generous. It's probably the 1-inch yard line. 1st and goal for the Cavaliers. A timeout on the field. John Paul with a touchdown-saving tackle. And they're going to just push forward, and they're in. 6 points for the Cavaliers. With 10:03 left to go in the game, the Cavaliers finally get on the board with a touchdown run on the keeper by Williams. And the extra point try here to make it a 4-point game. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 10:03 left to go in the game, the Cavaliers take their first lead of the game, find themselves up 7-3. So the Cavaliers are able to finally cash in. And take the first lead of the game. 7-3 over the Irish. So John Paul and Michael Brown will trot back deep for the Irish. So they find themselves for the first time behind in this game.
Deep to receive for the Irish, number 14, John Paul. Number 19, Michael Brown.
Matt and Susan Welch missing George. Absolutely we are. George Welch is obviously a big, major component of this team. And when you take him out, you kind of limit yourself of what you can do, what you can't do. And George Welch is a game changer, game breaker. And with a broken bone in his foot, not much he can do. But hopefully he'll be healthy for next week's game against Cavalry. Michael Brown will get the ball, the kickoff. And it looked like a face mask. A lot of fans call him face mask, but no flags thrown. He'll get the ball out to close to the 30-yard line. Going to be just short. Well, the Irish will take over 1st and 10. The ball's going to be right at the 30-yard line. So they say it didn't make the 30. So the Irish, the offense needs to step up here and get the ball down the field. 3 points ain't going to do it. They're going to need to score to take the lead. And we have 9:55 left to go in the game. The Irish are down 7-3. John Paul tries to draw them off sides, does not. John Paul's in the backfield by himself. 3 receivers far side, 1 in the near side. He's going to run the keeper to the right side behind Joseph Douglas. Not a whole lot doing there as he's wrapped up, still on his feet, trying to fight for some extra yardage and pushes forward, but they're going to give him forward progress or call him down about the 32-yard line. Going to be a gain of 2 for John Paul, senior quarterback. Going to give him 3 down to the 33-yard line, out to the 33-yard line. 2nd down and 7 for the Irish. 9:25 left to go in the game. The Irish need a good long drive here and need to put 7 points on the board. John Paul in the backfield by himself. This time 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. He's going to look quickly to Cam Brinson's complete to the 37, and Cam will get it across the 40. And it's going to be good enough for a 1st down as he gets the ball just across the 40-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Irish. We're down to 9 minutes left to go in the game. The Irish needs 6 points. Needs a touchdown here to take the lead back. J.P. Lambert's a lone receiver on the near side. 3 receivers to the far side. That's Brinson, Brown, and Parrish. Lone quarterback. He's going to run the keeper himself, following behind Joseph Douglas. Finds his way across the 45 to about the 48-yard line. So a good gain on 1st down for John Paul. Didn't look like there was going to be a lot there, but he weaseled his way through and got 7-8 yards out of it. 2nd down and a long 2 for the Irish. 8:25 left to go in the game. J.P. Lambert will trot out low receiver to the far side, the 3 receivers on the near side. Brinson, Brown, and Parrish. Going to run the option to Joseph Douglas to the near side. He's going to fake the pitch, keep himself, and it's hit pretty good, but not before he gets it across midfield to the 45-yard line. Be good enough for a 1st down. The ball's at the Cavalier 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Irish. 7:55 left to go in the game here. Need to keep this drive going. John Paul again in the backfield by himself. Looks to the sideline to get the play change, if any. Lets everybody know what it is. And he's going to do a quick pass, and it's complete to Brinson. Brinson gets it across the 45, inside the 40, down to about the 37-yard line, maybe 37.5-yard line. Going to be 2nd down at 2, so a gain of 8 on the pass completion to Cam Brinson. So a good drive here for the Irish. 2nd down at 2. Again, John Paul by himself, going to be a keeper. Puts his head down, and he's hit pretty hard by a couple of Cavaliers. Going to be short of the 1st down, I believe. Going to bring up a 3rd down and short. Maybe 1 yard, maybe a half a yard to go. John Parrish, and Michael Brown, receivers on the far side. Brinson and Lambert on the near side. And then there's going to be a timeout called on the field by the Cavaliers. So 6:26 left to go in the game. Irish down 7-3, but driving here in the last 6 minutes of the game, looking at a 3rd down and 1.
Free pizza at Knights Clubs after the game.
Well, didn't need a shout out, but I'm going to give him one anyway. Don't know who it is, but
Attention fans, the
appreciate you
college
watching
football
and listening.
Still a final from South Bend, Georgia 20, Notre Dame 19.
Of course, we get to score the Notre Dame Georgia game.
All you Georgia fans that cheered against Our Lady School, a reminder, confession is 4:30 tomorrow afternoon at St.
But anyway, someone listening in Columbia, South Carolina appreciates the broadcast. We appreciate you listening. We really do, and hope we do a good enough job for you. What you got? Huh? All right, after the timeout by the Cavaliers, the Irish are looking at a 3rd down, and it looks like 1.5, maybe. So let's see what Coach Leonard drew up. Joseph Douglas in the Gator formation will get the snap, put his head down, and get enough for the 1st down as he gets it to the 35-yard line of the Cavaliers. 1st down and 10 for the Irish.
Joseph Douglas on the quarterback keeper. The game is good for another Fighting Irish.
So John Paul now back in the shotgun. We're at 6 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the game here, and the Irish are driving down 7-3. Going to throw a quick pass out to, I believe that's Brinson. He catches it out in the flats and will lunge forward for a gain of about 3, maybe 4.
Cam Brinson.
So Cam Brinson having a good night tonight. And looks like we got a Cavalier injured again. Looks like cramps, trying to stretch it out, but he's up and jogging off, so that's good. Going to be gain of 4 for Brinson on the reception. 2nd down and 6 for the Irish. Down to 5:40 left to go in the game here. Irish are trying to get the go-ahead score. And John Paul will roll out to his right side. Can't find anybody who will keep it. And not much doing. Will probably lose the yards. Going to bring up a 3rd down and about 7 for the Irish. Rolled out to the right. Not sure if it was a quarterback keeper all the way he really wanted to throw, but he ended up keeping the ball and lost a yard out of it. So 3rd down and 7 for the Irish. Not really where the Irish want to be in a 3rd and long situation. Positive yardage on 2nd down would have been obviously a much better scenario, but it's not. So we're looking at 3rd down and 7. Negative yardage and penalties you got to stay away from. John Paul alone in the backfield by himself will keep himself, but the play is blown dead, and that will be a delay of game. So now the Irish are hurting themselves with penalty and negative plays as they drive deep into Cavalier territory. And will take a 5-yard penalty and now be looking at 3rd down and about 13. Really 12 and a half. We're going to make it a long 12, let's say. So need a big 3rd down conversion here. And John Paul will take it, keeping himself, and not a lot doing there as he's wrapped up and brought down at the little or no gain. So now the Irish are looking at a 4th down. 4th down and long. And I don't think he has much of a choice here, but we're going to have to go for it with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the game. It'll be a good time for a timeout. And make sure you know what play you want. That 5-yard delay game really hurts, really changes this situation. Joseph Douglas is going to run out here. They're going to throw a screen to him and try to. Hey, he looks long, throws long. And Brinson goes up for it, can't come up with it. Falls incomplete, and the Cavaliers are going to take over in downs, on downs with 3 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the game. And the Cavaliers have a 4-point lead, 7-3. Irish defense needs to really step up here. Need to get the ball back. Need to force fumble. They're not going to throw the ball. They're going to run. They're going to run Cotton. They're going to run them up the middle. They're going to run Williams on an option. That's all you need to worry about. They don't want to do anything silly here. The Irish need the ball back. It's going to be Cotton or Williams keeping it himself. 1 of the 2. They're going to hand off to Cotton. He puts his head down, spins, makes the guy miss. Gets on his feet, gets it inside Irish territory. Down all the way to the Irish 40-yard line. You know what's coming. So a big run by Josiah Cotton all the way down to the Irish 41-yard line. See you, brother. Gary Thurman, good night, buddy. So 1st and 10, the ball at the Irish 41-yard line. Defense has got to step up here and get this ball back. They're not going to throw. It's going to run Cotton or they're going to run Williams. And they're going to hand off to Cotton right up the middle. And he busts forward again for another 10, 11 yards. Another first down for the Cavaliers inside the 30.
Cotton on the carry. John Paul and Ferris Lowry on the tackle.
So 1st down and 10. The ball's at the Irish 29-yard line. Clock is just a ticking. 30 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the game. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Come on now. Williams will call the play. Got Hardwick and Cotton back there with him. He's going to give to Cotton again. It's a Cotton show. And he bowls forward for 5 yards inside the 25-yard line down to about the 24. Gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 for the Cavaliers. We're under 3 minutes left to go. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the game, and the Irish need a miracle here. They need to get the ball back in a hurry. Fran Brooks, we appreciate you listening from Jackson, South Carolina. Going to hand off to Hardwick this time. He busts through, finds a little seat, still on his feet, and he'll score 6 points for the Cavaliers. And the Cavaliers will find themselves up 13-3 with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the game. Hardwick just nothing but up the middle, found an opening and carried it into the end zone. And the Irish find themselves in a horrible situation, down 13-3 now, waiting on the extra point. Hey, oh, that's. I guess there's a flag on the play because that thing would have been blocked. But they were offside, defense offside, so it really doesn't help them any. Maybe that's why the Irish got back there so quick. So we'll try one more time. And this time the kick is made and good. So 2 minutes, 11 seconds. The Irish find themselves down by 11, 14-3. And on a night, the offense just couldn't get going. On either side, really. The Irish find themselves in a big hole. What we need now is one of those big run backs by Michael Brown with no penalties. And then an onside kick. So we're going to have to go long down the field in a hurry. And if the Cavaliers are smart, they'll just do a little pooch kick. Something where Brown doesn't get his hands on the ball. Something away from Brown is what I would do if I was them, but we'll see. Irish down 14-3, 2 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the game. Oh, and here's the kick, and it's toward Brown, and Brown will get it at the 10-yard line. Need a big run back, Michael. Come on. straight up the middle, still on his feet. Finally brought down about the 35-yard line, so a good return, but they needed something big there, and so now 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the game. We need a big play in a hurry, and there's going to be a flag thrown late. Don't know what that's all about. They're pointing them out to sale, so I would say unsportsmanlike conduct will probably be in the call here, and it is unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cavaliers. So that'll be 15 yards added to the run back. That's going to take it all the way out to the 50-yard line. So a little bit better scenario for the Irish here. 50 yards to go for a score. They're right at midfield, and we need it in a hurry. We need to get this ball in the end zone quick. Let's see what Coach Leonard has drawn up here. Get the ball in the end zone quick or get out of bounds quick. Something quick. Down 14-3. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the game. John Paul backfield by himself. Drops back. Looks. Throws long. It's a wobbly pass short. And picked off but out of bounds. He was out of bounds. So the pass was short. It was wobbly. It's intended for Joseph Douglas, but be second down and 10. Now they move that ball back. It's not on the 50 now. Second down and 10. 1:58 left to go in the game. 3 receivers right. Joseph Douglas in the backfield with John Paul. He's going to drop back and look. Throw short in the flat to Michael Brown. He gets it at the 48-yard line. Tries to get out of bounds and does. He'll get to the 45 of the Cavaliers. There's a flag in the Irish backfield. Personal foul roughing the passer on the Cavaliers. So that's another good thing. So that'll be added on to the end of the play. It should be anyway. Roughing the passer is the call. So it will go all the way down to the Cavalier 31-yard line, first down. So what the doctor ordered, the Cavaliers are giving the Irish yardage and with no time going off the clock with these penalties. That's a good thing. So Mountain Sales will call a timeout with 1:50 left to go in the ball game. Irish down 14-3 and need to get this ball in the end zone in a hurry. Cavaliers will call a timeout to try to stop the bleeding here and give Coach Leonard a little bit of time to draw up a play. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Augusta Sash and Door, TaxSlayer.com, Johansson Sporting Goods, Bowles Construction, Scott's Woodworks, and Mohan Lumber. Without you guys, we couldn't do this, and we really appreciate you. If you ever need anything, please stop by those sponsors and let them know you appreciate what they do for Aquinas Athletics. So 1:50 left to go in the game. The Irish down 14-3. Looking at a first down and 10. The ball is at the Cavalier 31-yard line. The Irish are going from our right to left, trying to heading toward the scoreboard. John Paul roll here to the near side. Avoids one man, throws it deep. Another wobbly pass is short. And intended for John Parrish, but broken up. Incomplete. 1:39 left to go in the game. Second down and 10 for the Irish. A lot of hand checking going on down there, but no flags were thrown. Second down and 10, 1:39 left to go in the game. Again, shooting for the end zone. That's where they need to go. Three receivers on the near side, one lone receiver on the top of the field. He looks back and gets away from the first guy. John Paul keep it, trying to get out of bounds. takes it inside the 30. He does get out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him at. Going to be at the 27-yard line. So
John Paul, the quarterback keeper.
going to be gain of about 4. So third down for the Irish, and downs really don't matter. They just got to get this thing in the end zone. 1:31 left to go in the game. Joseph Douglas will run out to the far side, and the ball is thrown in between Brinson. Another late hit on John Paul, but no flag thrown there. Ball falls incomplete.
Fourth down.
Gonna bring up a fourth down, but again, that really doesn't matter. I mean, the first down, yeah, we got to get it to keep the ball, but we need to score. And we need to score with a lot of time on the clock. Fourth down. John Paul's going to roll to the near side. Looking. Finally throws long in the end zone and overthrows everybody. Incomplete. So the Cavaliers will take over on downs.
Turnover on downs.
And I believe Coach Leonard has a few timeouts left. But other than that, that should do it. Yeah, I just push your linebackers up the line because they're not going to do anything fancy. It's going to be Cotton and Hardwick, or either Williams himself keeping the ball. Get those linebackers up. Need a turnover in a big way. The flag will blow the play dead. Going to be a false start against the Cavaliers. That'll push them back 5.
Flag on the play. False start, now the Desales. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So that pushes it back 5. First down at 15. The ball is going to go back to the 22-yard line. Hand it off right up the middle. He puts his head down and gets it out across the 25 to about the 26 maybe. And a timeout called by the Irish.
On the tackle.
Going to be a gain of 4. Second down and 11 for the Cavaliers. 1:11 left to go in the game. The Irish down by 11, 14-3. On a tough night for both offenses, really, but so far, the Cavalier offense has done just a little bit better than the Irish offense. The Cavaliers try back onto the field. Second down and 11. Irish need a turnover. A little confusion in the backfield, and there's going to be a loss on that play. It looks like Williams either turned the wrong way or the running back went the wrong way. Not sure which.
Timeout taken by the Irish.
They're going to lose 2 on that play. Going to bring up a third down and 13 with 1:05 left as Coach Leonard will call a timeout. So the Cavaliers will be looking at a third down at about 12 and a half, maybe 13. 1:05 left to go in the game. Irish down 14-3. So the Irish defense needs a turnover here. We need a miracle. Turnover, run back to our touchdown, then an onside kick. We'll hand off to Hardwick up the middle. He gets it across 25 to about 27, which was the original line of scrimmage. And Coach Leonard will call his third and final timeout. With 1 minute left to go exactly in the game, Irish down 14-3. Cavaliers looking at a 4th and 10. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for listening. Next week, the Irish are going to travel to Savannah to play the game that was scheduled last weekend, but due to Hurricane Irma coming through, that game was postponed to next week, so the Irish will travel to Savannah to take on the Cavalry.
Michael Brown deep for the Irish.
Michael Brown will drop back deep for the Irish as the Cavaliers will punt on 4th and 10. Little rugby-style kick. It's a low end-over-end kick that'll push Michael Brown back. He'll fumble the ball, pick it up at the 25, on his feet still, trying to make something happen, still on his feet. Takes it on the far side, will get it to the 30. That ball pushed Michael Brown back. He couldn't corral it, fumbled it. And all that took 10 seconds off the clock, 20 seconds off the clock. So with 40 seconds left to go in the game, 70 yards left to go for a score. The Irish will take over 1st and 10, the ball at their 30-yard line. So a good punt by the kicker from
Ball spotted to the 30-yard
Mount
line.
DeSales.
First down for the Irish.
He's kind of had up and down night, but he got a good one off when he needed it. That's Ethan Aller. And Michael Brown was not able to handle it, fumbled it, but picked it up and was able to get about 5 yards off the return. John Paul in the backfield by himself. Got 5 receivers, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Going to throw it over the middle, and it's almost picked off. Falls incomplete, 2nd down and 10. It was intended for Joseph Douglas across the middle. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Good coverage by the Cavaliers on that play. Joseph Douglas was not open. Nearly picked off. Parrish, Brown, and Brinson here on the near side, or Douglas, I'm sorry, on the near side. John Paul keeping himself. He's got a lot of room to run, but he's got a long way to go. And gets enough for the first down out to about the 41. That'll stop the clock. 28 seconds left to go, but they got to hurry up and get at the line and get this play off in a hurry. And he'll roll to the near side, looking. He's looking. He finally throws it complete. That's Michael Brown. There'll be a late hit call, flag thrown, as Michael Brown was hit out of bounds. So there'll be another 15-yard personal foul added on to that reception. The ball is complete. The Cavalier 47-yard line, but attack on 15 more. That's going to take it down to about the 30-yard line for, 32-yard line for, or I'm sorry, 27-yard line for the Cavaliers. Or 32-yard line, excuse me. God, I can't do my math. I'll just wait till he walks this thing off. And I'll tell you where he puts the ball down. How about that? It'll go down to the 32-yard line, so 15-yard personal foul penalty. 17 seconds left to go. The Irish at the line, waiting for the ref, and the Cavaliers will call timeout. Why, I don't know. So 17.9 seconds. Cavaliers up 14-3. Call a timeout. And the Irish have had their opportunities, just couldn't keep the offensive drives going. Each drive seemed to fizzle out, and it's led to only 3 points for the Irish tonight. Cavalier defense has stood up when it needed to. Irish defense has not played that bad, only giving up 14 points. Since the offense has been almost non-existent when needed. John Paul drops straight back. He's looking left. He throws left. Got Brinson out there. What a great catch on the sideline by Cam Brinson.
Pass complete to Cam Brinson.
It's going to be complete at about the 12-yard line. He got his feet down, made a great catch out of bounds there. 11.9 seconds left to go. Good throw by John Paul. Even better catch by Cam Brinson. So 1st and 10, the ball's at the 13-yard line. John Paul's going to roll to his right. Got to watch out, John Paul. Somebody behind him. He gets away from it, still on his feet. He's running. He's got to get in the end zone, and he's not going to make it. Stays in bounds. And that'll do it. They didn't have any timeouts left. Clock will run out. That's the ball you just got to throw away, John Paul. But on a bad note, the Aquinas will lose tonight 14-3 on a night where the offense just couldn't keep any drives together. Couldn't get the ball in the end zone. Defense played good, held it to 14 points. But when your offense can't score, that's going to get you every time. We appreciate each and every one of you for listening tonight. Again, next week we'll travel down to Savannah, Georgia, take on Calvary. I want to thank our sponsors, Howard, Augustus Sash and Door, TaxSlayer.com, Johansson Sporting Goods, Bowles Construction, Scott's Woodworks, and Mohair Lumber. Again, without you guys, we couldn't do this. And again, without you guys listening and watching, we couldn't do that either. No, we appreciate each and every one of you. We wish Mountain Sales a safe drive home. And on a losing night for the Fighting Irish fought a 1-2. Mountain Sales will move to 3-1. So on a losing night for the Irish, we thank you for listening. God bless. Safe travels home for everyone. And we'll see you next week from Savannah, Georgia. Good night, everyone.